Hi everyone, this is Marie, and today I'm going to make some Tex-Mex rice. It's actually something new I'm trying out because I have this packet of taco seasoning that's about to expire within the next week. So I wanted to come up with something a little creative. And since to me, brown rice is pretty boring, but I'm trying to eat more of it versus white rice, I figured why not spice it up? So first I'm going to add in my water. I'm doing 2 cups of water. It's on the instructions for this particular bag of brown rice. If you're buying it bulk, this is a good way to start out and see how it works for you. I like to add a little bit of butter. Come on, there we go. To my white rice, I want to do the same thing with the brown. It gives it a little extra flavor. And now I'm going to pour in my packet seasoning of taco mix. I really like the McCormick brand because they don't add a lot of fillers. Let's see, let's turn this. Now I want to turn my burner onto high while I stir all this. Once this mixture comes to a boil, then I will add the cup of brown rice that the instructions had indicated. Now I'm using regular rice at this point and not instant rice, but you can do the same method with any of it because before you add the rice in, you're heating up the water, so whatever spices you're wanting to add to it, you can. Now, I'm tempted to just go ahead and pour some black pepper in here because I love black pepper, but since this is a test, my first time trying this, I want to see how it tastes for me once it finishes. It's okay if it's a little bland. I'll just add more spice or cheese or something to it because I want to use this rice as a base. I could use it as a side if I wanted to, whether it's Tex-Mex or like, oh, this would go great with some steak. Oh, that would be so yummy. Um, but I can also use this as a base for other sauces or add some scrambled eggs with it. I'm actually thinking of putting this in some tacos. So brown rice has protein, which would give me another version of protein if I make some tacos, whether I add other protein to it or not. I'm using a silicone spatula spoon thing because of my non-scratch coating here on the pan. They're fairly new, so I really don't want to scratch them up just yet. Otherwise, a regular pan, I would have just been right in there with one of my big metal spoons. Now, you don't have to keep stirring this. It's just since I added the spice this time, I'm stirring it just to make sure it doesn't clump up. And the butter is almost melted too. So this should be, since I put it on high to get this going pretty quickly, it should be boiling before too very long and I can add the rice. Now, you can do the same kind of thing with any kind of seasoning packet. So makes it very interesting and a lot cheaper to make your own rice sides or use, like I was mentioning, as a base or um, in the bottom of a pita or a tortilla, any kind of bread. I feel like I should be playing music here. We don't want me to sing. I think I sound okay to my own ears, but that's not necessarily the case. So, okay, I hear it getting close. Only because I'm familiar with the sound, so I don't think you can hear it through the video just yet. Oh, seeing some movement. It's about ready to start boiling. Good, good. Now, like I mentioned, this is not instant rice. If this were instant rice, then typically once it boils and you put in the rice and stir it up, you then set the pan off to the side. But this is regular rice, so once it does come to a full boil and I add the rice um, and stir it in, then I'm going to turn down the heat and let it simmer uh, for about 20 minutes, the directions say. So this is another test. I did make brown rice once since I moved in this house, but I don't remember how long it took. So I'll be figuring out just how long I need to cook this with it being at a different altitude than I'm used to from before. There we go. There, it's starting to boil. Tell you what, I'm going to add my rice first. All right. And stir it in. Oh, actually, the instructions I'm realizing for this particular rice, this brown rice, said to have added it at the beginning. Oh well, it'll do fine like this. All right, we're going to turn this down. Simmer might be low or a medium low, depending on your stove. And I don't have a lid that fits this particular pan, so it's very easy to make do with a larger lid. You just fit it on. You see how at the one side I have it up against it, and now it will keep it closed like it would a lid. It's not the best thing, but it works great. You don't have to go out and buy a pan with a lid or find a lid just for the pan. You can make do. So I am now going to pause this video so I let it cook for the 20 minutes it recommends, and then we'll come back and take a look at it. Okay, my timer has gone off, the 20-minute timer. So now we're going to take a look at what it looks like and stir it. See, there's still plenty of liquid here, which is what they expect. Oh, but the rice is getting a lot thicker now because it's plumped up. So now I need to turn off the heat, actually move this. I can either leave it here on the burner or move it to another burner, and I think I want to move it to a cool burner. Move it back there. Now it does say in the directions for this to leave it covered for 5 minutes or until the rest of the liquid has been absorbed. So it should take at least 5 minutes. But look at how beautiful that rice looks. And it smells. You know how that awesome smell is of taco meat? Well, that is exactly what this smells like, because it's really the taco seasoning that gives the taco meat that scent, that wonderful aroma. And so that's what I'm dealing with right now with this. I'm definitely going to make myself a meal bowl once this is finished and use some of this wonderful spiced rice. I haven't tested it yet because I want to let all the liquid absorb into the rice. So when we come back after it has finished absorbing, I will do a little taste test and let you know what I think about it. Okay, now we're back after it sat to absorb the liquid. I actually checked it at one point. It wasn't quite done, so I just let it sit for a bit, just a couple more minutes, especially since this is not a huge amount. You can probably see there's a little more liquid in there than you might otherwise want, but it really doesn't matter at this point for my purposes. In fact, if you're going to be adding additional food in here and cooking it up with this as the base, you wouldn't even want to let it sit quite this long. Like maybe instead of putting it off to the side, adding the other foods that you were going to do. So this rice is now ready. Oh, that's right. I was going to do a taste test of it. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Okay. So, looks like I'm going to be doing this a bit more often. This is something you can do with any rice. I just happen to be using brown rice this time. Use whatever seasoning you want. This was mild taco seasoning. If you want something with a bit more bite, you could get one of the hotter ones or add some hot seasonings to it. This taco seasoning packet is about a quarter cup total of seasoning. And I made 1 cup of brown rice, which, if I remember the directions correctly, it makes about 4 cups of rice just from 1 cup of brown rice. White rice will be a little different. Instant will be a little different on the final amount versus regular cooking like this. So, again, it doesn't matter. Just put in your seasonings when you have the water and make sure it mixes all in before you add in the rice. And you're good to go with this Tex Mex. I can add in some black beans. I can add in corn. I can do all sorts of things with this particular flavor. So, experiment, have fun.